Yeah. See that thing? How many of you guys have one of those on your layout? Well, here I am, eating breakfast. And this is the moment I discovered my little channel has reached 1,000 subscribers. So, that's cool. That's good. Still a little hungry though. But that's kind of cool. This is the moment. Who knew I'd be eating breakfast at that moment? Who knows? So, the Nearly Historical Railroad channel has hit 1,000 subscribers. So thank you everybody that has subscribed, of course. That's kind of a cool little milestone. So later in this video, I want to talk to you about somebody named Bill. So stick around for that. Okay, so with the standard gauge layout, again, if you haven't seen all of our videos, we actually moved this layout from Downey, California. Underneath it was a staging yard. And interestingly enough, we actually had to pull the staging yard out from underneath the layout first before we could move the rest of the layout. So that in itself was a challenge. We've never had the staging yard working, and we really could use it. So I came out early today, not for that, but just came out early. And then now we're looking at wiring on the staging yard. I don't know what's gonna happen, but let me show you what's going on at the moment. So we've decided to make this mountain a lot taller, so we got the big ladder out. No. So actually there's a heater filter up there that my dad's replacing. But hey, just thought I'd show you guys. Okay, not a ton of light back here, but this is the staging yard, and it's sitting kind of on its side. So we're kind of looking at that. This is the track, there's some signals on it. And yeah, so this is the top side of the staging track, the staging yard. I was just telling my dad, it's like, I think there's some high-tech, ancient technology on this thing. So we're kind of looking at the other side. That's why we haven't really put all the way up, so we can kind of look at the wiring. There's a board for turnouts, indicator lights. This, of course, was DC originally, so that was a cab for that. All right, I'm going to try to give you a quick rundown of what I think I understand. There's a couple different systems going on here. This is the power supply for the DC track, but off of that, there's a 9-volt tap here, and that goes to relays like down there. And those relays run the signals, and that's how it has been on the rest of the layout. There are these orange wires here, and also these gray wires are part of that system. And lots of little switches with these little contacts on them, and they're all kind of daisy chained together. So I think what that is when you select a track, there's actually a little light bulb at one end and a light bulb at the far end, so you can see what track you have selected. I'm pretty sure that's what that system is. However, looks like maybe they weren't using it. I can't quite figure out where the power source came from. So there's that. And then there's this guy. There's this big transformer here, and this contraption. This has a big capacitor on here, which is good for snap coil switch machines. I don't remember why, but it is. So I believe that power supply actually ran the powered switch machines that are on here, which are the old snap coil stuff. And then also off of here are lamps, I think, for the switches, for the little push button snap coil switches that are on there, so they would light up. So I think right now, well, let me go back. When we dismantled this layout, we were smart and we labeled every wire we cut. So I know exactly where all these wires went. They all go onto this right here. So we're gonna hook up, I think, just one set of wires and see if we can get the snap coil switch machines powered up and see what happens. All right, turn it on. No clicks. All right. Don't see anything bad. Nothing. Wait, I saw a little spark. Ah, okay. Okay.
Do anything?
Yeah. Ooh. Look at that. I don't even see that. Yeah. See that thing? No idea what it does. Seems like some kind of big switch or relay or something. Trying to figure out what it's connected to, what it pertains to. Okay. Before you start writing that comment by Don, that thing's up. I figured out what it is. My dad and I just went and ate, and I had taken a picture of it, and I was kind of looking at the picture. I was like, oh, it's basically a relay. Well, it is a relay, but it has like a bunch of contacts in there instead of like dual contacts. I don't know. It's got like 6 or 7 or 8 or something contacts in there. So I was having a little trouble trying to figure out what ran the coil on the relay, and finally I tracked that down. So let me show you on this top side what it does, and then I'll show you on the other side what it does. So on the top side of the staging yard, there's this crossover, and this is kind of one of the main tracks coming into the yard. That little silver box is all wired up to that thing. And you got to remember that this layout was built like it started in like 1969. They added this later, so 70s, 80s, I don't know when for sure. But anyways, what happens is, so my point is, it was before the days of frog juicers. And maybe we'll just convert this over to that. So that relay, it runs the polarity on the frogs for this crossover. And the way it works is there's a turnout machine on this turnout. If you flip the turnout one way, it flips that other relay, which would then line up the power to go through this direction. If you flip this turnout the other way, it changes the relay for this, and then it would run power through that way. So that actually all makes sense. So I may look that relay up, see what the rating is, see if I feel comfortable running DCC through it. But it may actually just be perfectly fine. The other option is I'll maybe look into this, and maybe we can just get rid of that relay and put some frog juicers on this. So on the bottom side, in there is a weird old kind of, not a snap coil, but it's an old turnout machine. And that contact on the top up there, that's what engages or disengages this relay. And that relay is what runs all the frogs on that crossover. So it took a little while to track that down. What I didn't realize is that this contact little switch in here actually is multiple switches. One side is running the coil, the other side is running the frog on that turnout. Well, the lighting under here is a little tricky, so whatever. But we did kind of hot wire everything here, and it seemed like everything basically worked. I don't have any signal lights though. That could be because that power is coming from those wires that are not connected to anything. I know that those switch machines at the far end need power coming from those. But other things did seem to work. So another interesting system on here, there's these 3 relays under here, and they run signals and also some lights. And you notice these bottom 3 tracks, those are little lights in there. So those 3 relays down there, they would turn those lights on in here. No, they wouldn't turn them on. I don't know exactly what it does, but this I do know is some photo detectors. So these 3 photo detectors would sit above these 3 lights above the track. So basically, when the end of the train gets to the end of the track, it would block the light and indicate to you that, well, the train is at the end of the track. There's some other little switches on there that I don't know how that all kind of falls in place with this. There's like an A, B, and C toggle switch thing. I don't know what that did exactly. So I know what the idea is, but I don't know how to operate it. So those relays also are coming off of a 9-volt tap off of the DC transformer. So for now, we may just kind of not worry about that at the moment. This is a little bit of a bus line that my dad ran, because there's no feeders all the way down this yard. It's just fed from the track turnouts at the front end of the yard. So we'll add feeders into it. So we plugged stuff in, and we didn't let out any magic smoke. So that was a success. But other than that, we studied it, and we figured out pretty much the general idea of what everything is. There's a lot of wire in there and stuff, but we kind of understand the different systems that are on it. And so now we can kind of start working on, I guess, maybe getting it rewired somewhat for DCC. So we've got a good start and a good understanding of it. So this is good. This is good progress. All right. So let's talk about Bill. He's been on quite the adventure. So Bill's been leaving some comments. Here's one of them. Well, I'm back where I started from. This was the first video I watched here. I've been watching this channel for about 25 days-ish. It's been one, if not the best, binge watches I've done so far, while still fitting in the rest of what I watch. I'm actually sorry I caught up to you so quickly. So, anyways, Bill, he's gone back to the beginning of these videos, and he started watching all of them. So he's seen quite a bit in the world. So I just want to say congratulations, Bill. I hope you still have friends and family and stuff around, but congratulations on watching all of my videos. That's pretty cool. I think there's others that have also done it before. So I think that's kind of fun. So anyways, just wanted to tell you guys about Bill. Well, now we're just kind of running trains. Scott came over. Actually came over early today. That's why we kind of looked at that staging yard. But the intent was to kind of just run trains. So kind of change the lighting a little. And we're just trying to remember how to use the layout now. So we actually ran trains quite a bit. Scott came over. I didn't get a lot of video of it, but we all ran trains. My dad and Scott ran a lot of the standard gauge stuff. I ran narrow gauge stuff, and really I just moved cars from like one spot to another and had to get them kind of arranged and stuff, and that took hours. It's like, I don't really run trains like that very often. Sometimes we just let it go around in a loop, but they actually moved stuff from point A to point B. That was just kind of fun. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed what you got to see. So yeah, I guess we will catch you later. I want you to hit the thumbs up button on the video. Do that. All right, we will catch you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.